Mexico 2, South Africa 0. The FIFA World Cup 2026 has begun. It begins with Bafana Bafana getting a red card, not just one though, but two of the players that were very much an area of contention among South Africans. On one hand, people were talking about Stole not performing very well in the previous tournament and in the games leading up to the World Cup, and Themba Zwane having not played enough minutes in the league. But since South Africa did not have a natural number 10, he was still the first choice. Although it didn't start the game, we're going to talk about all of those things. But the question is, what is it that Hugo Broos did wrong in this game? Let's talk about it. And we've already kind of touched on the lineup because this is where everything just kind of goes to hell, right? Because Bafana Bafana plays a 4-2-3-1 under Hugo Broos. They've been playing that system and it has worked. Qualifications, AFCON, and all of that. And the two times that Bafana Bafana has changed the system, they've looked horrible. They play the system of a back five against Egypt in the AFCON, they lost. They play the system of this back three against Cameroon in the AFCON, they lost. And now against Mexico, they play this back five, back three system again, and then they lose. And what's annoying the most about this system today is the fact that at least against Cameroon, they were even able to create some chances because it was a 3-4-2-1 with 2 10s being Apolis and Relebohile Mufokeng. Players who are very good at combining. They play together at club level. So they have an understanding of each other and they can combine well. Now, Broos has already said that Mufokeng, he thinks Mufokeng is not ready to carry Bafana Bafana and that. We understand that. He's not really taken over Bafana Bafana by storm in that number 10 role or anywhere really. But also in Apolis, to sit him on the bench, that does not make any sense. I get that you are trying to congest midfield and you are putting players whose physicality is big, Mkwena physicality is big, Jaden Adams has been good at being that second six. You know, you get that, but not to have Apolis. Pella, we're not going to play a full game without the ball. So when we get the ball, what are we going? What was the plan? The plan seemingly was to stay in the game as long as possible. But guess what? That was never going to happen because you saw that Bafana Bafana started in a mid block, in a low block. They were trying to defend really deep and force Mexico to try and break them down. And Mexico were trying to do it, but they were not succeeding. That was until Bafana Bafana handed it to them on the plate with 2 mistakes happening, because I am going to count Ronwen Williams as a person who also made a mistake in that goal, because not only did he make that mistake when Sundowns were playing Club World Cup when he passed to Mkwena, who was marked, and it ended up in a goal. He also did it to Stole, who, to be fair, had enough space to turn and pass the ball. But Ronwen Williams did the same thing in the second half, like within a minute after Bafana Bafana came back from halftime, passing a player who was marked, and it almost resulted in a goal. Now, I'm going to blame him for that. But I'm also going to blame Mustole, who is a seasoned midfielder who's supposed to check his shoulder before trying to turn with the ball. Instead, he doesn't check, and he receives with his back foot. And now if you're receiving with the back foot, you know if you've played football. If you're receiving with the back foot, you're already turning. And that means the hand that is supposed to be here to protect the ball, the ball, because you're putting your hand here. And usually when you protecting the ball and your left hand is here, that means you are receiving with your right foot. But Diana is receiving with his left. So he's already dropped the shoulder, but not to scan. The ball is gone. We concede the goal. Now you think Mexico would attack us from there on, but it actually did not look scary. Mexico did not look like they were on top of Bafana Bafana, they were trying to kill us. No, they were not. At all. And I looked at it and Bafana Bafana started pressing more. I'm like, but we can do this, right? we can do this. We can literally press them. And we were pressing them, and they look like they did not have many ideas to break us down. But there were a lot of things that were wrong in that first half. For starters, Mokoena looked frustrated because obviously you would be, because you are playing a system that you are not used to. No one is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Mokoena, when he gets the ball, where is it gonna go next? Forster gets the ball, he loses it all the time. On top of that, if we, ask me now what I don't understand. With that setup, we are playing a back five, but we're still looking very vulnerable when their fullbacks overlapped, which makes no sense because we are playing a back five. So what's the organization like? Because Umtao is supposed to be dealing with the fullback, the left back overlapping. On the left, Motiba is supposed to be dealing, but we looked shaky. That to me does not make any sense. Now, it goes to halftime, and I've looked at this match, I'm like, okay, surely we've seen that we can do better. You know, we can make some changes. We can go back second half and play the normal system, because what we did in the first half was nonsense. So you expect something better, just like I expect you to subscribe, because I think you're enjoying the content if you've watched the whole 6.5 minutes. So subscribe to the channel for more content like this and like the video. But do they make changes? No, Bruce brings back the same team, the same structure, no changes, nothing at all. And the very first thing that we do, as I already alluded to earlier, Williams gives the ball away within a minute. Still the 45th minute, 46th minute. We haven't even played a full minute. We almost conceded a second goal. And because the structure is just all over, you are playing a back five, and it's easy to manipulate that system, because since the fullbacks are pressing so high up, by the way, if you are interested in a tactical breakdown of this match, I will do it, but I will only do it if this video reaches 1,000 likes. If it doesn't reach 1,000 likes, I won't do the tactical analysis, a breakdown with the graphics and all of that. So if we get 1,000 likes, we'll do that. Since Umtao pushes up to press, since Umotibo pushes up to press, that means the right center back has to move across to kind of cover that space. All it takes is for Jimenez to drop as a striker. And when it does drop, Usbisi, stupidly enough, follows the guy. And in him following the guy, he leaves the gap in behind. Now Mexico can do it. They can attack that space. A grown man, how do you not understand, Uguti, that's how false nines play? They drop from their striking position so that you can follow them, so that they can create the space in behind. And that's where Mexico plays the ball, and then Ustole tries to cover. I don't blame him for that red card. In fact, I applaud him for taking one for the team, because if the game goes to 2-0 earlier on in the second half, it's done. Ustole had to come and cover him because Usbisi steps out of his position because he's following Jimenez. And then red card. Now, on the bright side, Ustole was not supposed to be starting based on the continual form being bad. I had been defending him, I'm not going to lie, because I thought his form was going to face an uptick. But watching his first half performance, I was like, that's it. He shouldn't play any other game in this World Cup, which is not going to happen if we don't progress past the group stages. But even if we do, he shouldn't be given any more minutes in this World Cup. But we don't have a choice because he's been selected already. But the point is he's out. Now they're short. What does the coach do? He brings on Umbata for Forster. We already have two midfielders. He brings in another midfield. Uzo Sniga and Umbata. You still have our police who could come on and give us creativity. You have Mfukeng, Seashota Manj. Mfukeng can come in and at least force fouls from these guys, because he's going to have the ball. He's small. They're going to kick him. He's going to win us fouls. Mfukeng are police. Maseko, pace. Murem, pace. Sibelebel, pace. All of those players, the coach doesn't think, let me give them a question that they can answer. He's thinking, let's stay solid and play 5-3-1. 0 sense. Okay? Again, we consider another goal. 2-0. The defense just goes to sleep. Still, that back five nonsense. It doesn't work. And eventually, on the 79th minute, the coach brings on Apolis and Mahopa for Motiba and Reyners. Really? You are losing 2-0. You only make 2 subs while you can make 3. Masego is still on the bench. Fukeng is still on the bench. Sibelebele is still on the bench. All these 3 players can give us something. Kicking the ball long clearly wasn't working. We're not playing the ball into spaces where we could run into. And by the way, if the plan even in the first half was to kick the ball, why did we not start Umahopa then to win the ball, the aerial balls? Gabon Bruce today, I don't know what happened to him. The subs, we have an unused sub, but we are losing Jal. 0 cents. Fukeng, Sibelebele, anyone doesn't bring them on. And then Zwane gets a red card. This is why I lost my mind, because why did Zwane get a red card? He does swing his hand, but I dare you to watch Uruguay play, watch Ecuador play, watch Colombia play, watch Argentina play, and see if they won't be swinging their hands like that, and if they're going to get a red card for doing that. On the bright side, if we are to look on the bright side, since Zwane is now red carded, Bruce is kind of forced now to play Mfukeng as a 10 in the next game, which is good. It's not good because Zwane is not available, but it's good because now we don't have another 10. We have to play. Because now he can't force playing all 3 of them. He can't now play Uzwane, Adams, Nombat, because there's no other midfielder now because Stole has a red card. So Mfukeng now has to play as a 10 with Adams and Mkwena behind him, because who else is going to play as a 10? Unless somehow the coach decides to play Apolis as a 10 and then he'll play Masego and Umremi as wingers. No, he should play Mfukeng as a 10. That's what he should do now. He's forced. Mremi on the right, Apolis on the other side, Masego on the other side. Play Reyners up front. Simple. Keep Usbisi lapha emuva, dlala Okon Nombogazi, and then the left back and the right back down Motiba. That's it. That's our best squad for the next game. Do that. Stop being a coward. But the red card, I disagree with it. I disagree with that red card. I think it was not good. But also, someone, when we're doing a watch along, pointed out something very crucial. It also did seem like Bafana players were mentally unprepared for this. I saw the free kick that was taken like on added time. Umkwena, when Mexico also got their red card, Umkwena clearly talks to Mbogazi. He's going to pass him the ball because the free kick is on the right. So he's going to lay it off for Mbogazi, who's then going to shoot. He lays it off, but Mbogazi is just not ready. I'm like, something is not right here. Maubono Mdao failing to track a person making a run behind. Nomusbisi was supposed to do something, but come on, he was also occupied with someone else. Mdao forgot to mark that guy, which is what I'm saying. Some aspect mentally that was not right with the team. And now we have to win one of the 2 games next. We can't lose both of them. We have to win one, draw one. We can't afford to lose another game. We lose another game, we're done. Because even if we win the other one, we have 3 points. But we have to be the third, one of the 8 teams that will be the best placed number 3s. Unless we just win the next 2 games and then we get number 2. So this sucked. Remember, if you want a full tactical breakdown, just get me 1,000 likes and I will make that video. No 1,000 likes, then I won't make that video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought about the game. Good night.